What is up, guys? Zane from the Madden YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to show you how to easily pick off RPO bubble screens. But before we get into the video, please do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button. Also, make sure you guys take the time to hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of the uploads coming your way here on the Madden YouTube channel. If you guys want to take your game to the next level in Madden 21, check out my strategy site, gridirongameplans.gg. Gridiron Game Plans is your one-stop source for all things competitive Madden. Every week in our Vault update, we take a look at the meta for the most effective tactics available used by the pros in the MCS circuit, breaking down not only how and why the pros do what they do, but most importantly, how you can counter those metas when you face them online in head-to-head gameplay. That way you guys are equipped to use it or abuse it when you face it. On top of that, your subscription also includes any and every offensive and defensive game plan released on the website while your subscription is active. Currently, that is our Washington football team offense with over 3 hours of breakdowns, our nickel 3-3-5 defensive game plan with over 2 hours of breakdowns, and our brand new Pittsburgh Steelers ace wing stack offense with over 2 hours of breakdowns. And I'm currently working on a brand new offense to come to the website in the not too distant future. On top of that, our Vault also takes a very concerned look on defense at the offensive meta. So you guys will get the 3-3-5 defensive game plan and then tweaks to the meta as it evolves. So you can see how the Vault, not only on the offensive and defensive side, on top of those game plans, it's going to work in the changes to the competitive meta as the year goes on, which is the most important part of the website. So head over to gridirongameplans.gg. $9.95 will unlock the entire website, billed monthly, and you guys can opt out at any time. Okay, guys, without further ado, let's get into today's video. We're going to talk about how to stop the bubble screen. With this particular tip, we're going to take a look at what EA did via patch and kind of mold and give you options to try to stop the bubble screen in a variety of ways. A lot of players like to run RPO bubbles out of either trips tight end or a slot. Some players like to do it from under center. We're going to focus on the shotgun versions of this, and you guys can get more details on the website. So let's go ahead and do this here. What we're going to talk about first and foremost is no matter what you're doing when facing a bubble screen out of trips, you want to go into your coaching adjustments and set auto alignment to man. This is going to allow you to make your man and zone looks look the exact same against trips. If I were to not do this, you're going to have major tells. So let's, for instance, do nickel normal against your trips tight end. If I call man under, it will align 3-on-3 on the trip side. So 3 defenders versus 3 wide receivers, or I mean 3 DBs essentially. If I were to be in Tampa 2 out of the huddle without auto man align on, you'll notice that that corner travels to the other side of the field, which gives a clear zone tell. This is one of the many reasons a lot of players like trips tight end. It forces your opponent to have to use this setting. So, you know, if you come out in zone and you want to man align after that, you're going to see that guy travel, which is never good. And then you're going to end up being screwed up. So let's go ahead and now break the huddle with this, again, this auto man align feature on in zone. So, you know, any type of formation, you're going to notice this. So if I go nickel can be a little bit weird, just for the record. But in terms of how the zones align behind it, but you'll see that you should get that 3-on-3. You see that, yeah, you can see that practice mode's bugged, but if I press, you'll see that, and this will actually align correctly in game. So this is a practice mode bug as far as I know. But you're going to see here that now you can disguise your man coverage, or your zone coverage rather, as man, and you actually get some zone combinations that you otherwise wouldn't get. Get guys dropping from the nickel spot all the way into the middle third. You could do some pretty crazy stuff with it, which is pretty nice. But we're going to take advantage of this here in this video, trying to disguise zone as man to do this. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to call, in this example, I'm going to call like your dollar type defense. And what we're going to do is kind of leave that on man align and see what that looks like. And then we're going to work the ability that Gilmore has over towards that side. So you can see right here that the player that is on this player is McCourty, Jason McCourty. Let's go ahead and talk about what EA did here. So EA, in the most recent title update, they made it so man coverage is more responsive to an RPO bubble. So here's an example of 2-man under. If I were to throw this, you see how man coverage is kind of there. The problem with this, I apologize if you heard my phone in the background. The problem with this is that you're going to notice that man coverage is just inconsistent, and that's really not okay if you're playing this game or trying to play this game at a high level. You don't want a coverage that one time stops it for 1 yard, the next time it gives up 7, then maybe randomly it gets kind of bumped up, and they get to the edge and you pick up 11. This is something you can't live with. So EA's effort to patch this, in my opinion, did not really work, because I just don't think that man coverage would play a bubble screen this way. I just noticed that these guys right here, they get caught up in the junk way too much. They kind of just shuffle into their teammates. They get blocked. Like, why wouldn't you attack this route? You see your guy drop for depth in the backfield, and you see he's arcing, this is a bubble. Why wouldn't you, instead of trying to scrape behind over that, why wouldn't you get aggressive and attack this route? That's what I would expect out of man coverage. So in general, man coverage isn't great. That's what it looks like when you're not pass committing as well. Here's what happens if you pass commit. So right there, right bumper, right stick up, pass commit. And it's pretty much the same deal. I can still get outside and pick up 11 yards. At the end of the day, it's not good, right? So man coverage really isn't that good. EA tried to fix it. It's not great. But a lot of people are worried about the numbers game. So you still want to be in that man look, that man alignment look. So let's go ahead and go and take this a step further. We had McCourty over there, over the slot receiver. What we're going to do now is we're going to work an ability known as Acrobat. And you guys all know what Acrobat is. You guys, I'm sure you've all been running it man or zone. It's far and away the best coverage ability, regardless of your scheme, man or zone, because you get diving swats and interceptions. So now what we're going to do is we're going to work Gilmore over there, and what he has is Acrobat, and I'm going to pass commit with him. We'll see if that's any different. So and I went to do that too late, but tried to hand it off and ended up or tried to throw it and ended up handing it off there. So we put Gilmore, we pass commit, and if I'd go to throw this, you see that Gilmore doesn't do anything. Like, so at the end of the day, we can scratch man. It's not an option. But the thing is, you have to show man because you're showing the numbers to try to deter them from doing this. What is the real thing that you need to do? The real thing that you need to do, in my opinion, is go to a zone call, like cover 3, for instance, press, and then use a hard flat. If you do this, and especially if you pass commit, you're going to notice that the hard flat with Acrobat ends up getting diving interceptions. And that's what you want. If you don't have an Acrobat at this spot, they will play it fine, but they'll just tackle it for like 2 yards. What you want is to flip the game on its head. You want to be able to get these diving interceptions when your opponent goes to this call. And there are a lot of players that will habitually go to this call, especially in the milking scenario. You're talking about them trying to run the 2-minute drill, run the clock out. They need a first down, and you know that they're going to run something safe. Inside zone, RPO, you shoot the inside zone, and they impulsively press and throw a bullet pass out here to the bubble man. And if you have an Acrobat hard flat right here, you're going to be able to pick this off. You don't have to set your zone depths. You don't have to do anything crazy. You just need this guy to be in a hard flat with Acrobat, and you're going to intercept this ball the vast majority of the time. So again, we'll show this for reproducing, how easy it is to reproduce over and over. Again, all you really need to do is be in a zone shell. I like cover 3, especially because you can get this safety to rotate down, and then you just use a hard flat. Now here's what it looks like without a pass, or without pass commit. So we go to throw this here, he freezes, but he still picks it off, right? So a lot of players are going to be looking for that freeze animation when they read this, or they're reading the man that's over the bubble. Is he freezing? If he freezes, they just impulsively throw it. And this is what you want. You want this guy out here that can kind of show, oh, I don't know, I'm playing the run, and bait them into this throw. Oh, I'm playing the run, and then he gets that interception. That animation is a little bit less consistent, I would say. I promise you, if you pass commit with a hard flat over the middle guy, or I'm sorry, the most inside guy, you are going to get those interceptions the vast majority of the time. But let's go ahead and show you the non-pass committed version again here. Even if he freezes right there, he froze. He didn't get the diving pick that time, but he still stopped it in the backfield, which is really good. So you don't have to necessarily pass commit, because that's nice, because if you pass commit, sometimes they can just hand the ball off and, gash you. So, you want to be careful with that. the amount that you pass commit. You want options that can take this away. Here's an example. If we're playing man coverage and we wanted to put Gilmore into a hard flat and maybe play this guy on him in man-to-man, and maybe we user this guy. So you can play like a man coverage shell and kind of hedge your bet, right? So we go to throw this, and you see that he's still able to play it. So that's what it looks like when you don't pass commit and you have a hard flat out there. He'll play it consistently. He'll play it better than man-to-man will. But again, last but not least, if we are playing our man coverage shell, you just play your Acrobat hard flat. You know, you could reman him up. A lot of people will put a safety at this spot on the field anyways. He'll user this guy, pass commit. Now when we go to throw this, right there, he kind of got caught up in the junk. And again, it just kind of shows you how weird man coverage can be. You call those man coverage shells. It blocks the DBs around you a little bit differently. I really like the zone version. Just to kind of round it out, I really like the zone version. I think it plays better. You know, you put this guy into a hard flat, you pass commit, and then when they go to throw this, you know, you see that the results are there. More often than not, you're going to get the the diving interception animation. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to take it a little bit further, just like one little baby step further. One thing that you guys can fiddle around with on your own in your defensive shell, I tend to notice that depending on what zone this guy is in, it kind of impacts how the play works. You'll notice that in most of these examples when I'm playing the zone version, that this guy's in a buzz zone next to this hard flat that I'm placing on the field. Start to fiddle around and see if dropping him into a vertical hook makes Tyreek Hill chase the vertical hook. Because what you'll notice is that if this guy drops back and Tyreek has to run downfield, that allows Gilmore to shoot out into the flat a little bit better. You think about if that guy's in a vertical hook and Gilmore shooting flat, that gives Gilmore a little bit more room to animate. Just something to kind of consider is messing around with the zone that the guy in the middle is in, which a lot of people wouldn't think about. But again, this is the type of lab work that you need to do, to counter things. This is what we do over at Gridiron. So, you start to fiddle around with strategies like that. You may notice that it ends up resulting in getting more interceptions. So as you see right there, that is our tip today, guys. No zone depths necessary. You could do this out of man. You could do this out of zone. Obviously, you have options available to you. But did you know the assignment that the middle player is in impacts how this works? You put him in a vertical hook here, you'd be surprised how this works. I mean, you see, you could run a man coverage look that looks something like this, and you start to kind of create some hybrid calls that will end up getting you more interceptions no matter what shell you're in. So that's today's video, guys. If you guys liked it, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Any questions, comments, concerns, or complaints, drop those below. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Check out gridirongameplans.gg. Like I said, $9.95 will unlock the entire website. Hopefully I'll see you guys on the website. If not, we'll see you guys here with our next video upload. Until then, this is Ann. Get in the lab, and good luck.